What's up, guys? We're gonna keep this super raw. I got my boy here, my best friend for the last 3 years, the King of Montreal, Yazan.
What's up with it?
And today we're gonna give the people what they want. We're gonna tell everyone about one of my, like I said, my best testimonials. Walk you guys through his entire story. Clearly, we're in the biggest, honestly, I guess, best state in the world, Miami, Florida. We're in my rooftop pool. Honestly, my dream place I've always wanted to be in. I got a couple notes right here. But honestly, bro, I'll just kind of keep it raw, though. All right, bro, take me back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, 3 years ago, I was just a CGIP student. I was in college studying computer science, trying to get into all that. And at the same time, I was studying about high-ticket sales and like the whole sales industry and what's possible with it. And I wanted to get my foot in the door super bad. So I started reaching out to people, and Omar was one of the first people that actually gave me a chance to go out there and actually, you know, make my dream come true.
Well, my question would be this, is like, I feel like people want to understand like who you were 3 years ago. Like, what was going through your mind, what were you going through with yourself, your family. Take us back to that moment before you even found out about the vehicle, before you even found out you had the mentors like myself. Obviously, Yazan actually had a mentor before me that actually introduced him to sales overall. I obviously helped him on like the vehicles and all that fun stuff in sales, but like, take us back to that moment. What is that situation was like, and then how you kind of went up from there.
Great question. I'm trying to have to remember because it was 3 years ago, but if I can recall, I was living with my parents. My room was basically a fucking prison cell. It was just enough space for a bed and a office. Omar went to my bedroom inside.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But it's the box that made me who I am today. And I was going through college. I was doing door-to-door sales. I was miserable in my job. I was anxious at school because I didn't really like what I was studying, but I was it's the least shittiest route I can take. You know, to study like the computer science and AI, which 3 years later, fucking AI, you know, became what it is. Now fucking that shit's cooked. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I was, just in a state of anxiety, in a state of not really as happy as I want to be. You know, not where I want to be in general.
And like, what was like, do you feel like was like the turning point in terms of like where things kind of had like a little bit of an upward turn? I think at this point you haven't met me yet.
No, I think the turning point was when I met you, because I was learning about all these different things and high ticket and everything was just theory. But then we met on that Zoom call.
Right, walk them through that. What is that Zoom call like?
So, I mean, you want like the actual story? Like,
yeah, the actual story. So 3 years ago, I mean, the last video on this YouTube like channel was probably 3 years ago. I was actually just teaching people about appointment setting, how to make your first like 3, 4, 5 grand a month. And I think I had a mentorship program, and then we were pretty much running organic. And then I actually had one of my best friends named Chris. He was actually with a fulfillment coach and also a closer at the same time. So I wasn't taking any sales calls. He was taking all of the calls. So
I hopped on a call with Chris, and I found you like through Facebook organic. I was like fucking Bradley booked me, actually, one of the setters.
Yes. I have another setter, Bradley. Shout out
and
Bradley.
Yeah, Bradley booked me. You know, I was very combative, I'll be honest, because I was like, they're definitely trying to sell me something, so I'm trying to like obviously make sure I'm not like disrespecting anyone's time. But then Bradley was like, you know, just get on the call, you'll see what happens. Chris hops on. Chris obviously tries to kind of pitch me the idea, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it, just to be able to get a meeting with the CEO, right?
Wait, was your intention to funnel hack, or no? You're actually wanting to get sold?
No, my intention was definitely just to like hop in, see what happens, and definitely close you guys on making me a closer.
Okay, so that was the intention.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So then, yeah, that's what I did. I started I met with you. I was like, hey, bro, I'm gonna close for you. Like, give me whatever leads you have, and I'll turn them into deals. And yeah, bro, you took a chance on me. You know, I took a chance on you, and here we are 3 years later on the rooftop in Miami. Rooftop. We just got done shooting ARs and going to the beach. We both have the same exact Rolex. Same exact Rolex, same color. We're working on amazing projects that are coming up, and I went from just being a random guy that emailed on Zoom, being taught by Omar a lot of different things. To this day, I learned things from him in terms of, you know, mindset, abundance, and neutrality. There's a wealth of information when it comes to that stuff, aside from just sales.
What was like because obviously I know you were working for me for a bit under like the mentorship. Obviously you're closing, we're closing like Indians, like that's hard as fuck. Indian, he's closing like German dudes from like fucking Netherlands.
UK,
yeah, like crazy,
most skeptical people in the world.
Yeah, so crazy, like he's just getting them, like finding people on payment plans, like shit. Like closers, like at least typically right now in the space, they're not like that anymore. Like they are always spoon fed. They want to get people on like a firm, and nowadays it's Clarity Pay. No one's actually going for cash unless the offer's like super good. So back then, which is like 2023. That's actually like very rare. So that I give them, you know, props for that. I guess overall, I think what most people struggle with is like when you first hopped in that call, in the closing call to become a closer, most people, like obviously with you, you're super hungry. I guess they probably want to know like what kind of brought that hunger in you, because most people, they can't get to a point where they have like the motivation and like the mental strength to like put themselves in a position where they can say, hey, like, you know, I'm willing to put everything on the table. I'll close all your old leads. Like that's a lot of confidence, just so you know. I think there's people out there that just don't understand how to get yourself in that mindset. So like, how did you, like, what was going behind your head? What was like the motivation for it, so that they can understand how they could do it themselves?
I mean, to me, on and this might be a little bit too simple. I think I understood what my why was. I understood exactly why I wanted to get into something else. I watched all the YouTube videos. I looked at e-commerce. I looked at fucking social media marketing. I looked at Iman Gadzhi. I looked at fucking every single influencer. I've watched all their YouTube videos, and to me, that hunger came from just like I've seen enough to know what I want, and now I just have to figure out the means necessary to get it. And the only way I can do that is by going out there and providing value to somebody else. And because I'm gonna go out there and provide value to somebody else, obviously I need someone to give me something. Like I need something to work with. And sales to me was the one route where like people invest in you, you give them a return on investment. That's why I realized like, okay, sales is like literally what I was looking for, because I was trying to like network with people, provide value. But to answer your question in short, because I don't want to go on a tangent here, I understood exactly what my why was and exactly what I needed to do to get there. Actually, no, I'm gonna correct myself there. I didn't know what I needed to do, but I knew my why. I knew the destination, and I just was doing whatever outcomes it took to get to that destination.
You're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks, figuring it out, and then at some point the light kind of came about, and you kind of figured it out. I just think most people don't know that. They just think that like they have to know exactly what to do. They have to strategize or prepare, do all these things.
100%.
When for you, it's just like, hey, like I know my why. I'm assuming for you to take care of your family.
Yeah, it was. It was to take care of my family. I mean, I grew up, you know, in a home where we weren't very comfortable financially. Like we definitely had to budget on food. We had to budget on rent. We had to budget on the electricity, you know, not keeping the heating on like too long. Like we literally went as far as like having to shut off heating sometimes just because we want to make sure like we make ends meet. And to me, that's just not a state I wanted to see my family live in. You know, like I just couldn't accept it. Like for me, it just couldn't be the reality. Like that's it. You know, that's the top of the mountain. Like that doesn't make sense to me. And I was just like, okay, there has to be more. You know, there's no way I'm just like the fucking black sheep that's like, or not the black sheep, but there's no way we're just like the unluckiest family in the world, and this is just how our life is gonna be, and we're stuck in you know lower class or whatever that's called.
You refuse to accept it.
Yeah, that's just something I couldn't accept. I think that's the main thing. And yeah, you're definitely right. I mean, like even today, you know, I now post content. I now hop on offers and I try stuff, and it's like, am I 100% certain everything's gonna work the way I want it to? No. You're
still
never
applying
certain.
the same principles.
It's the same principles, because at the end of the day, like, yes, I can sit there and study and strategize and find the perfect strategy, but then I realize that the guy that's in the field fucking falling on his face is better than the nerd in his basement doing absolutely nothing.
So like, then now I guess my thing would be just, let's talk about like the accolades. Obviously, like, I mean, bro, 3 years is a pretty fucking long time. So the traveling, I mean, I think the first place we traveled was DR, right? Dominican Republic. But I guess, yeah, bro, walk them through like the travel, because obviously before that, you weren't really traveling like at all. You were just like, you knew your why, you knew you wanted to make money. Yeah. So what's it look like when you actually do those things and implement those principles? What does it look like afterwards? I mean, like, what do the fruits look like?
I mean, look, man, like I've collected over $5.5 million in deals. You make an average of 7 to 10% on deals in this industry, so you do the math. Aside from that, it's really been just it's been a lot of cool trips. We've been to Tulum, fucking like what, five times.
A lot of times.
We've been to Los Cabos, we've been Playa de Carmen, like all over Mexico. We've been on multiple trips. One of the most fun trips, we've also been to Spain, went to Malaga together. That was a phenomenal trip.
Marbella too.
You know, the guys came to Marbella as well. The guys came to Montreal, my home city as well. We did like a trip in like a cabin in the middle of the woods. We essentially just had that lifestyle where we were just traveling, enjoying each other's company, pushing each other to grow. Was it always easy and fun? No, obviously it was honestly more hard than it was easy.
Yeah, we're actually like in a level. I guess walk them through that, because like I said, people, at least the way I like to run these videos, I want people to actually understand like what's going on in your head, because I think most people have an image that like maybe they'll see like our stories or our Instagram and think like everything's fucking easy and that we have a perfect life and like we're fucking magicians and we just make money falling trees and that we can whatever. Like walk them through like that process. Like it looks like perception wise that like life was amazing because obviously you're posting all this cool stuff, but walking through what's actually going on.
I mean, guys, at the end of the day, bro, honestly, Omar, like, was, we've had so many talks on the phones, you know, like, I've called you so many times to talk to you, and you're always there for me, but there's a lot, being able to communicate effectively, being able to position yourself correctly, being able to put the ego aside, like, all these things, it's extremely difficult to be able to learn so much about yourself and dive so deep in your brain to be able to actually not just change yourself, but like understand yourself, right? So there's a lot of days where I wasn't performing. A lot of days where I wasn't performing. I was, terrible on calls. I was not happy with where I was. I was not happy with my results. I got cooked on sales calls. Like I would spend 3 hours on the phone with somebody and they would end up not buying. And
that's not one call, by the way. That's like multiple calls. Like I think I would say 25% of the calls you took the past 3 years, like they're taking calls like past like midnight. Like these are.
I'm up
calls.
till 1 a.m. I'm talking to. Imagine like you're sitting on the phone with somebody till 1 a.m. and then they just decide like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign from God. This is not for me because for fucking whatever reason you can't get them. Their credit card won't go through to be able to get started and you try everything in the book to get it to work and it doesn't, and it's like that sucks, it's terrible, it's that's the hard part, I guess you could say. That's the tough part, is just being able to stick with it when it's hard, when you go from making a $10,000 a month to making a fucking $3,000 a month, like I've had that where I made a lot less because I wasn't performing, I wasn't growing at the stage that I wanted to, and that definitely is difficult. Aside from that, like just working on my ego alone. As an Arab guy, like it's natural. For a lot of Arabs, it's natural to have a fat ego because that's just how we're raised. That's how our culture is. You have to have an ego. You have to have an ego to show the girls' parents that you're gonna marry, that you're the man, and you do this and that. But no, I had to sit down, understand my ego, handle it. I became a manager, and then after like 8 months of being a manager and building my own team, I got kicked off being a manager because of those same issues. And I went through a spiral of emotions of, like anger, of sadness, of disappointment in myself. And you're gonna have to go through those things to be able to, get the good side. There is no good when there's no bad. You don't even know.
There's no light without dark.
Exactly. There's no light without dark. You don't know what the good times are if not for the bad time.
Like I said, you're a refugee, right? You went from that all the way to, I think one of your highest months, I don't know this verbatim, but it's at least 50 grand-ish.
Like 54.
$54,000 in a month.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money for a 21, 22.
At the time, yeah.
And
now I'm 22.
Now you're 22, so 21 years old, $53,000 a month. So for the people watching, like how long would you take that took you to kind of hit that milestone from like literally like zero, you hopped on that Zoom call with me in Cuba, and wanted to like just literally get in the high ticket sales, throw shit in the wall to like 53K? Like
only about like 2 years.
Okay, so like within those 2 years, the people that are watching, like even if you're talking to yourself, like if you could like make that, I don't know, 1 year or like 6 months and just someone to achieve something like that, what would you recommend that person right now? What's their first move? It could be mindset shift, it could be an actionable thing, like that's what they, I feel like that's what they want to know.
Look, if I'm talking to my younger self right now, right? You're my younger self. You're the person that wants to actually go out there and make a change in your life. You actually want to go out there and achieve the goals that you set forth for yourself. What I want to tell you is there is no fast way to do it. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to me. I shouldn't compare myself to anybody else. It's you versus you in this game. The more you learn about yourself, the more you invest in yourself, the more you grow. And the only way you're gonna grow is by actually going out there and putting in the reps. It's the same with the gym. You can't have a six-pack because you went to the doctor and then they sawed a six-pack into you. You can't pay for a six-pack. It's impossible. And if you do, it's gonna look fucking ugly. To get the six-pack that you want, you're gonna have to go to the gym. You're gonna have to diet. You're gonna have to be consistent. Not for a year, not for 2 years, maybe for 3, 4 years. And it depends, right? Can you do it in a year? Of course. If you diet harder, you do 12-hour days, you take all these fucking sales calls, you study every single day, you read books, you have no life, you're sitting there, you're doing it. Like, of course you can get there faster. But the idea is like, focus on the journey and not the result. Focus on the inputs and not the outputs. Because that's the only thing that actually matters. What are the inputs that you're doing or you're putting in every single day, day by day, to get the result? And how can you enjoy those inputs to the maximum capacity? Because if you enjoy them, you're gonna do them more consistently. For me right now, just to give you an example, I genuinely enjoy posting content. I enjoy getting a post out there, you know, getting likes, getting people's comments, like just like being able to see people's opinions on stuff. You know, I enjoy going out there and taking sales calls and talking to people and making $1,000 at the end of the call. Like, I enjoy that process, but then it's like you have to do it for so long and for an extended period of time and do it consistently to be able to get there. And that's exactly my advice to you, is like, imagine your entrepreneurship story is you trying to get a six-pack. It's not gonna be fast, it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be fucking worth it. Because when you look yourself in the mirror and you see the body that you wanna have, you're gonna be proud of yourself and you're gonna feel good. And that's what matters.
I guess if there's any like takeaways for the person that's maybe, I guess, on the fence in terms of just maybe just literally just getting into entrepreneurship, like in general. Like there's a lot of people who are either working at restaurants or maybe, I don't know, a fucking bar back. Maybe they working a 9 to 5. They literally just like hate the situation that they're in. I guess like what would be like the overall for the past 3 years, right? From where you came from literal refugees, $0 in your bank account, to be able to do lots of things, bro. I don't think you even gave yourself enough flowers, bro. You've literally paid your mom's rent, you paid your mom's education, you pay for your dad's, you know, bills. You've obviously you traveled the world, you pay for your girl. You've done all of these crazy things which you haven't told anyone yet. Well, probably because it's like you probably have to remember it. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
So
and it's like you have to stay humble when it comes to that.
Of course, the important thing is to stay humble, but like, you do deserve your flowers for that. Like you've done like a lot. It's been 3 years, and like I said, like people when they look at you, they think like you're this perfect person, but in reality, you literally just threw shit at the fucking wall, and it fucking somehow one of them landed. So, and it ended up working out. But I guess my main question: what's like the massive takeaways from the person that you were at the beginning to right now? Any mindset shifts you feel like that person should take? Who's like on the verge of like wanting to just get into this, whether it's high ticket sales, getting into AI. Obviously I sell AI now, but like what's like anything you could give them that you feel like would be I guess helpful to kind of make that switch in their mind?
I think the biggest thing, and I was thinking about this while you were talking, and I was just like, the biggest thing, the number one thing 100% is to put yourself around people that are in that space. And this is where like I would give you flowers for that. Like genuinely, alhamdulillah, God did me great. Like put me around people that I can genuinely trust. Like someone like you, bro, like where you have never once even given me a sign. Like I have had a business partner that has scammed the shit out of me, and I was very skeptical working with anyone else after that. And you've never given me a sign of that. Like you've always been there for me. You've always given me the support, the help, anything I needed. I knew I can go to Omar and I can talk to him about it. And that's actually what like made me want to be your friend so bad. Like even, you know, after like working together for a little bit, like I was just like, I want to be friends with this guy. Like he's so genuine, he's so honest, he's so true. So that's really the biggest thing, is just like find somebody that is trustworthy, that has actually done what you want to do, and follow their footsteps, because that's what every successful person does. I have never seen an ultra successful person that has not had a mentor. Not once. Not once in my life. I don't think I've seen any single successful, unless like a fucking idiot in crypto that made $1 billion in crypto and then he's in Miami fucking wasting it. Sure. But that guy in a couple years is probably gonna be, you know, hooked on fucking drugs. He's gonna be cooked. Like he's not gonna have the life he wants, and then it's all gone in vain. It's just wasted, right? Have a mentor. Invest in yourself and trust that God is going to take care of you at the end of the day, and that you're just gonna do everything in your power to make sure that things work out. You're gonna try your best. You're gonna become your own guarantee. Put yourself in that circle that allows you to be able to make the changes, because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right?
I agree.
If you're spending your time with fucking retards, you're gonna end up being a retard. It's not even a question. You don't even have a choice, because guess what? You're gonna hang out with these people. They're gonna want to go out and do things, and those same things are the things that makes them retards. And now that you're hanging out with them, you're gonna be doing the same things. So what you need to be doing is like find what your circle is, look internally, fix your circle, And then try to surround yourself with good people like Omar. Like genuinely, bro. Like put yourself around people that know what they're doing, that have actually had the track record consistently to make it happen, and then just follow their steps, because that's really what it is. You're just following someone else's steps that did it. You get it faster, you get it better, and as long as you do the work, you can literally just take their success. And what's even better is that when you're working with a mentor that genuinely like is a good person, for them it feels better to help you than it feels for them to make the money. Like I don't know if like you told me this, right? Like you told me at some point when you saw me making the money that I was making, you felt really good. You felt better than the money that you were making.
Exactly.
Like I know there were moments where like when we were closing together, Omar would literally like go out there, take a fucking sales call, close it, and you know, it would be someone that maybe I like fucked up on, right? Like I didn't do too well and I pitched them and I just fumbled some stuff. Omar will go recover, close them, collect the cash, and let me have the full commission. I don't know anybody that would do that. I don't know anybody that would do that, especially in sales.
We do it for the real ones, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, bro. Yeah, so that's my advice, bro. Just put yourself around the right people. That's all that matters at the end of the day, bro.
Sick.
That's really it.
Well, I don't want this video to take too long, but I love you, bro. I appreciate you hopping in.
I
wanna do more videos like this with obviously I have a couple more people that I want to bring on. If you guys have any questions, obviously drop them down below. Let me know if you guys want to see the people that mentored me. Thanks for guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.